The Browns are 2-8 broken and battered, and now they're asking Shedeur Sanders to fix it. Against the San Francisco 49ers, no less. This isn't just a game, it's the franchise's attempt at a pulse check. With injuries across the board and morale tanking, Cleveland is throwing its faith behind a rookie with minimal practice reps.
If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed.
It's a bold move, especially considering what's at stake. Stefanski's credibility, the locker room's unity, and possibly the entire trajectory of the season. Inside the building, tensions have flared, with ownership worried about optics, while coaches stay locked in on upside. That upside is why Sanders is starting. His calm under fire, mental sharpness, and leadership at Colorado weren't flashes. They were a pattern. Unlike most rookies, he arrives with NFL-level preparation and the ability to read and react like a vet. That's what the Browns are betting on. Not just hope, but the traits of a quarterback who could lead the franchise for years. This debut isn't about filling in. It's about proving Shedeur Sanders is starting his first NFL game, and it's not just any game. It's against the San Francisco 49ers, one of the most aggressive, veteran-led, playoff-tested defenses in the league. The Cleveland Browns are sitting at 2-8, battling injuries, disarray, and now internal conflict. And somehow, that's not even the biggest story. Because just days before kickoff, Browns owner Jimmy Haslam is caught arguing with head coach Kevin Stefanski about this exact decision. Not discussing, not quietly disagreeing, arguing. The core of the conflict? Stefanski wants to start Shedeur Sanders. Haslam wants to hit pause. The reason? Haslam doesn't believe Sanders is ready. Not for this game, not with this little prep, not against that opponent. And let's be clear, this isn't a quarterback controversy between two seasoned vets. This is about a rookie drafted for the future, getting thrown into the fire during a disaster season. It's high-stakes football, with organizational chaos layered on top. Publicly, Stefanski's backing his guy. His messaging is calm and confident. He praises Sanders' poise, his leadership, his quick decision-making. But behind the curtain, the pressure is boiling over. Stefanski sees a chance to ignite something, anything, before the season completely slips away. Haslam sees a franchise teetering on the edge, and a decision that could push it over. Now, on paper, this matchup is brutal. 1 week of practice, a rookie offensive core, missing starters. This is the worst-case scenario for most quarterbacks making a debut. But that's exactly why Stefanski believes Sanders is the right call. He's not like most quarterbacks. From day one, Sanders has carried himself like a pro. Not just in skill set, but in how he prepares. His background playing under Deion Sanders at Colorado gave him a front-row seat to pressure, expectations, and constant public scrutiny. And not only did he survive it, he thrived in it. Game after game, spotlight after spotlight, Sanders delivered. And that's what the coaching staff is banking on now. Not just talent, but mental toughness. The kind of calm under fire, demeanor that doesn't crack when things get messy. Because things are messy. The Browns' offense is banged up. The defense, despite having bright spots like Myles Garrett, is overworked. And the team's energy? Fading fast. What this team needs isn't just a game manager. They need someone who brings belief. Someone who shifts the momentum with presence. That's the bet Stefanski is making, that Shedeur Sanders is that guy. The plan to protect him is clear. The coaches have built a scheme around quick decisions, short passes, and safe reads. The idea is to avoid putting him in high-risk situations, while still letting him show what he's capable of. It's a cautious game plan, but it's also a smart one, especially against a defense like the 49ers. But even the smartest plan can't shield Sanders from the fact that the entire organization is watching. This isn't just a game. It's a test. For Sanders. For Stefanski. For the future of the franchise. Because if Sanders looks overwhelmed, the narrative turns fast. Critics start questioning if he was overhyped. Haslam feels justified in his doubts. And Stefanski? He might not make it to the end of the season. That's how thin the margins are. But if Sanders holds his own, even just shows flashes of command and maturity, it resets everything. Suddenly, Stefanski looks like a coach who had vision. The locker room regains some spark. And most importantly, the Browns have something real to build around. And this is the part Haslam seems to be missing. Yes, the risk is massive. But there's also no safer time to test a rookie than during a season that's already spiraling. What's left to lose? Waiting for a better opportunity is just kicking the problem down the road. The real question isn't whether Sanders is ready for the NFL. It's whether the Browns are ready to commit to building with him. Because there's no denying what Shedeur brings to the table. He's a composed, high IQ quarterback who sees the field with maturity. He doesn't panic. He's been praised repeatedly for his ability to process defenses quickly and adjust mid-game. That's not coach speak. That's what separates guys who last in this league from those who don't. Stefanski knows it. The players know it. Even some in the front office know it. And while Haslam might be scared of what happens if it goes wrong, the bigger mistake would be not finding out at all. Meanwhile, the locker room is rallying. Players, rookies, and veterans alike are throwing their support behind Sanders. That kind of early trust isn't normal, especially for a guy who just started getting first-team reps. But it speaks volumes. He's already earned their respect, not with words, but with how he prepares and carries himself. That's how leadership starts. And if there's one thing this Browns team has needed all season, it's direction. That's what Shedeur represents. Not just a temporary spark, but a foundation, a future, the start of something they can actually believe in. And that belief matters. Because when the roster's broken, the season's on life support, and the media's circling, belief is what holds a team together. And Stefanski? He's putting all his chips on it. This start isn't a throwaway. It's a challenge to the franchise to finally stop being reactive and start making decisions that mean something. And yeah, it's risky. But it's also the boldest move Cleveland's made all season. Because this game, this debut, isn't just a test for Shedeur Sanders. It's a test for the Browns on whether they can finally choose progress over fear. Whether they can stop chasing quick fixes and start building around someone with real long-term potential. That's why Stefanski isn't backing down. He sees Sanders for what he is, a quarterback worth betting on. Not just in the abstract, but right now. Even under pressure. Even with everything against him. And if Shedeur pulls this off, if he shows up with poise, makes smart plays, and proves he belongs, even in a tough loss, it will be the beginning of a new era in Cleveland. An era with direction, with identity, with a quarterback who doesn't just survive pressure, but thrives in it. Let's be clear, this isn't about hype. It's about proof. And that's what November 30th is about. The Browns aren't just starting a rookie. They're starting a conversation about who they want to be, and whether they're ready to stop playing scared. So let us know what you think. Was Stefanski right to start Shedeur Sanders now? Can he rise to the challenge, or is the timing too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you're watching this drama unfold in real time, and subscribe for more chaos, truth bombs, and raw NFL breakdowns like what's happening in Cleveland right now isn't just quarterback drama. It's a franchise identity crisis playing out in real time. You've got an owner, Jimmy Haslam, who's visibly angry over the decision to start a rookie quarterback against the most dangerous defense in football. And you've got a head coach, Kevin Stefanski, who's planting his flag in the ground, saying, this is the guy. This is the direction. We're not waiting anymore. And the guy in question? Shedeur Sanders. Rookie. First start. 1 week of practice. No safety net. No easing in. Just pressure. All of it. And he's walking straight into it. The Browns didn't plan for this moment to be like this. No team draws it up this way. But the season fell apart quickly. Injuries everywhere. Disappointments up and down the roster. A 2-8 record that's less a reflection of talent and more a billboard of dysfunction. By the time the quarterback decision came up, it wasn't about what was ideal. It was about what was. And here's what's undeniable. No one in that building is questioning Shedeur's ability. Not the coaching staff. Not the locker room. Not even the skeptics inside the front office. They all see the same thing: a quarterback who gets it, who prepares like a vet, who commands a huddle, who doesn't blink. The question, then, is this: why does Jimmy Haslam feel so strongly that this is a mistake? It's not that he doubts the talent. It's about control. He sees the organization slipping into chaos. A coach making bold moves. A season going nowhere. And now, his franchise quarterback is being thrown in against the Wolves? He sees risk. Uncontrolled, unpredictable risk. And it terrifies him. But Stefanski? Stefanski sees the opposite. He sees clarity. If Shedeur steps up and delivers, even just enough, it's a turning point. Not for the season. That's probably lost. But for the Browns' future. A future that's needed a cornerstone for far too long. Because when's the last time Cleveland had clarity at quarterback? How many times have they cycled through temporary fixes, one-year wonders, panic trades, injury band-aids, and locker room divides? Too many to count. And now, finally, there's a player who shows signs. Real ones. Shedeur isn't just a rookie with arm strength or flash. He's a decision maker. A student of the game. He watches tape like a coach. He understands the tempo of an offense. He knows how to adjust on the fly. That's not typical rookie behavior. And when a guy like that is sitting on your roster, ready, steady, respected, you don't bury him behind fear. You use him. That's the gamble Stefanski's making. It's a gamble rooted in football, not emotion. And it's exactly the kind of gamble that could save his job or blow it all up. Because let's not sugarcoat this. If Shedeur flops, if he looks overwhelmed, overmatched, or unprepared, the headlines write themselves. Too soon. Browns burn another QB. Stefanski's final mistake. It's all there waiting. And Haslam? He won't hesitate to act. He's already visibly frustrated. He's already made it known this wasn't the move he wanted. If it backfires, Stefanski could be gone before the season even ends. That's the kind of pressure Sanders is walking into. But here's the twist. It's the kind of pressure he's used to. This is a quarterback who's had eyes on him since high school, who played for Deion Sanders in a media firestorm of a college program, who handled spotlight, scrutiny, and criticism weekly. He's been dissected by national media since he was a teenager. Pressure doesn't scare him, it sharpens him. That's the edge Stefanski is betting on, and he's not alone. Players across the locker room have backed Sanders from the start. Not out of desperation, but because of how he carries himself. Even the rookies, guys like Carson Schwinger, have bought in. Veterans like Myles Garrett and David Njoku, they've seen enough to believe he's ready. It's not lip service. It's locker room respect. That doesn't come easy, especially when you haven't even started a game yet. But Shedeur's not just stepping in to prove he belongs. He's stepping in to stabilize. This game isn't just about testing a rookie. It's about testing whether the Browns can actually build around someone for the first time in years. Because what happens if Shedeur plays well? Not perfect, not flashy, just well, commanding, confident, smart. What if he shows he's not rattled? What if he gets the ball out quickly, avoids big mistakes, keeps the offense moving, and keeps the game competitive? Even in a loss, that's enough to change the entire perception of this team. Suddenly, Stefanski's judgment doesn't look reckless. It looks strategic. Suddenly, the rookie class looks like the start of a new core. Suddenly, the Browns don't need to draft another quarterback or chase another name or blow it all up again. They just need to build. And that's exactly what Haslam has failed to do in the past. Commit to building. It's always been about reacting. Panic trades. Big names. Short-term fixes. But building? That takes patience. Trust. Faith. And if Shedeur delivers even in flashes, that faith won't be blind. It'll be earned. The 49ers are going to test him. That's a given. They disguise their fronts, collapse pockets, and force quarterbacks into bad decisions. But the Browns coaching staff isn't walking in blind. They've designed the offense around protecting Shedeur. Quick reads. Safe throws. Max protection. Limit his exposure. Let him work in rhythm. It won't be flashy, but it's the right call. Let him get into the game. Let him build confidence. Let him show the intangibles that don't show up on stat sheets. Because that's where Sanders shines. His calm, his control, his ability to slow the game down and keep the team centered. That's the real value. And if he gives the Browns even a glimpse of that, that's a win. Let's be real. This isn't about winning the game. It's about winning the moment. Proving that Sanders is the kind of quarterback you can invest in. That he won't fold when the lights are brightest. That he belongs on the field, even against one of the league's most feared defenses. Because the next great quarterback in this league, they're not always the ones with the flashiest debut. Sometimes, they're the ones who walk into a firestorm, stay standing, and make you believe they'll still be there when the smoke clears. That's what Shedeur Sanders has a chance to do. And that's what this game is really about. A moment of truth for Sanders, Stefanski, and the entire Cleveland Browns organization. Is this the beginning of something real? Or is it another false start in a city that's had too many? We're about to find there's no sugarcoating it anymore. This is one of the most high-pressure quarterback debuts in recent NFL memory, and the Browns didn't stumble into this moment. They created it. By now, everyone knows the backdrop. Cleveland's season is in the gutter at 2-8. Injuries have gutted the roster. The offense is disjointed. The defense is exhausted. There's zero playoff momentum. And amidst the chaos, one bold decision lights the match. Kevin Stefanski is starting Shedeur Sanders. Not easing him in. Not garbage time minutes. Not a favorable matchup against a weak defense. No. Stefanski is sending his rookie quarterback, with just 1 week of first-team practice, straight into a game against the San Francisco 49ers. And just as that bombshell drops, word leaks that Jimmy Haslam, the team's owner, is furious. He's not just skeptical. He's arguing with Stefanski behind closed doors. Heated. Vocal. Visibly upset about the choice to let Sanders take the reins this week. That alone tells you everything you need to know about how divided this organization is. Because here's the thing, Haslam's anger isn't just about football. It's about power, control. It's about an owner watching the season spiral and suddenly realizing he doesn't have his hands on the wheel. And Stefanski? He doesn't care. Not because he's reckless, but because he knows this is the move that needs to happen, no matter what the owner thinks. If anything, Stefanski is finally doing the one thing no coach in Cleveland has dared to do in years: make a forward-facing decision without permission. This isn't about saving the season. It's about committing to the future. And that future, according to this coaching staff, is named Shedeur Sanders. Say what you want about the risk, the timing, the matchup. It doesn't change the fact that Sanders is built differently. He's not a raw rookie floating on potential and buzz. He's composed. He's smart. He's been in pressure cookers before. Playing under Deion Sanders at Colorado didn't just develop his skills. It tested his nerves. Every game came with national media noise. Every mistake was viral. Every throw was judged. And through it all, Shedeur led. Calmly. Strategically. Like someone who was born to deal with pressure, not collapse under it. Field. And let's be honest, the Browns need someone like that. They've had talent before. They've had hype. What they haven't had is stability. A quarterback who can walk into chaos and still operate. That's what Stefanski sees in Shedeur. That's why he's willing to put his job on the line for this start. He knows this isn't a normal game. It's a referendum. If Shedeur comes out and gets dismantled, if the offense falls apart and the rookie looks lost, the headlines will write themselves. And Haslam? He won't wait long to swing the axe. But Stefanski also knows what most people don't see, the way Shedeur prepares. The way he studies film like a second-year vet. The way he digests a defensive front in real time. The way he already commands respect in the locker room, even without an NFL start to his name. That's not hype. That's presence. You can't fake that. And when a quarterback has it, you don't hide it, you let it. Sure, the odds are ugly. The Niners are a playoff team, and their defense is practically designed to make rookies look like deer in headlights. They'll disguise coverages, bring exotic blitzes, and do everything they can to force bad decisions. And still, Stefanski isn't flinching. Because what he's looking for in this game isn't perfection. It's poise. It's control. It's the little things. Does Sanders get the ball out quickly? Does he stay cool in the pocket? Does he bounce back after a mistake? Does he keep his composure when the 49ers' front seven comes crashing down? Those are the things that reveal whether a quarterback can handle this league. Stats don't matter here. Wins and losses don't matter here. What matters is whether Shedeur Sanders shows Cleveland and the NFL that he belongs. And from all accounts, he's ready. Not just mentally, but emotionally. He's embraced the pressure. He's not dodging the spotlight. He's walking into it with his chin up, and that's earned him the respect of his teammates, especially the younger guys like Carson Schwinger, who know how hard it is to build credibility in this league before your first snap. Even veterans like David Njoku have stepped up in support. That locker room? They're not just tolerating a rookie under center. They're backing him. That tells you everything. It means Stefanski didn't throw this decision together. It wasn't panic. It was calculated. It was built on weeks of seeing how Sanders worked, how he studied, how he responded to adversity, even on the practice field. It was based on the belief that this kid is, but none of that matters to Haslam. He's not seeing potential. He's seeing risk. He's seeing another blown season and another quarterback gamble. But what he's missing is that this isn't a gamble. It's a decision. A real one. For once, Cleveland isn't just plugging a leak. They're trying to reroute the entire ship. And that means dealing with some storms. Starting Shedeur now isn't reckless. It's necessary. You don't know what you have until you see it under fire. And while the 49ers are about as fiery as it gets, that's also what makes this so valuable. If Sanders holds up here, there's no more debate. Because what better proof is there than stepping into a game you shouldn't win, against a defense designed to destroy you, and still playing like you belong? That's what Stefanski is betting on. And if he's right, Shedeur, the narrative around the Browns flips overnight. Forget the record. Forget the injuries. Forget the front office dysfunction. Suddenly, the Browns have a future. They have a quarterback. They have something real. And that's worth everything. It's not just about Thursday night. It's about what happens after. If Shedeur shows promise, even in a loss, Stefanski gets a sliver of breathing room. The team rallies. The media shifts its tone. The city starts believing in the rebuild. If he doesn't, then fine. It didn't work. But at least they tried something real. Because nothing is more Cleveland than wasting talent by doing nothing bold. This is bold. This is big. And this is what growth looks like, even if it's ugly. So now it's on Shedeur. Can he manage the moment? Can he silence the doubts? Can he prove that he's not just Deion's son, not just a college standout, but an NFL quarterback with staying power? Every eye is going to be on that field. Every throw, every read, every sack, analyzed to death. But if Shedeur Sanders shows the calm, the leadership, and the mental sharpness he's shown behind closed doors, he walks off that field not just as a quarterback who survived a start, but as one who earned the job going forward. So what do you think? Was Stefanski brave or reckless? Can Shedeur deliver under these conditions? Or will Haslam's doubts be validated? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you're as glued to this storyline as we are. And hit subscribe. Because no matter how this shakes out, the fallout is going to be pure NFL drama.